The release of the Tomb King's campaign pack saw the inclusion of the Mortuary Cult mechanic, a system that allowed the Tomb Kings to craft magical weapons, armour and other items in exchange for the Tomb King's unique Canopic Jars resource, and other resources that could be gathered from across the map. This was a wonderful addition, giving players the ability to plan what magical items they would like for their characters, and then adapt their campaign so they could gather the necessary resources. It was nice not to have to rely on random chance at the end of a battle, or on completing quest chains to equip your lords and heroes. The mechanic was well received, and Creative Assembly decided to include a modified version when the Dwarves received their Old World update. It served the same purpose, with the addition of the ability to recycle unwanted items in return for Oath Gold, the Dowie's new resource added at the same time. The mechanic fit very well thematically, with both factions, and helped to spice up their campaigns. Since its release, the Mono community has reworked the system to work for a variety of different factions, with some even adding completely new resources to the mechanic. It's possible to find versions for the Dark Elves, the High Elves, the Lizardmen, and even the Bretonnians. Cataf's Southern Realms mod even includes a modified version when playing as factions like Tilia or Estalia. So today, we will take a look at a few of these mods that are currently available on the Steam Workshop. First up, we have Morrslieb's Altar, Vampire Forge, by Tobias Ent. As the name suggests, this gives the vampire counts access to a forge named for the Green Moon, which heralds coming disaster when at its most prominent. The mechanic does not stray far from the core system implemented for the Tomb Kings. It uses gold as its main resource, but still requires the player to gather unique resources from across the map. It has a nice variety of items to craft across the standard tabs of weapons, armour, talismans, enchanted items, and arcane items. Two minor issues would be the graphic used for the screen's title just being a holdover from the Tomb Kings, and the Dwarves' Oath Gold amount being displayed in the top left of the screen. Apart from these small complaints, it's a good addition to a faction that is in need of more mechanics, and well worth checking out. The mod was last updated on the 4th of January 2021. Second, we have another adaptation for vampires, though this time it's for the Scourge of the High Seas, the Vampire Coast. Infamous pirate crafting, Pirate Coast Forge with Infamy, is another of Tobias Ent's creations. Once again, the mechanic includes 5 tabs with the standard options for weapons, armour, talismans, etc. While Tobias Ent's Vampire Counts mod uses gold as the main resource, this version uses Infamy in combination with gold and unique resources from across the map. It has some great thematic items, such as the Pirate Lord Cutlass and Pistol, which grant bonuses to armour piercing for melee and ranged combat, along with increased range and melee defense. While the Vampire Coast has no shortage of mechanics in-game, it's a nice addition for your pirate-themed campaigns. The mod was last updated on the 4th of January 2021. Next, we have the Great Library of Hoeth, Thematic Forge for High Elves, by ChopChop92. This mechanic includes several new resources for the High Elves, with the primary being arcane knowledge, which can be gathered from looting, occupying, or raising settlements, or generated by buildings and characters. Each of the crafting tabs have their own resources, such as the Scroll Laboratorium requiring arcane knowledge, and the Arcane Enchanter tab needing Stardust to form the different elven runes. The artifacts that can be created are permanent, while all other creations have a limited duration, to represent the volatile nature of the winds of magic. This adds an additional layer of strategy, requiring the player to choose the best time to craft items. These varied options make for some great additions to the High Elves, and open up a number of ways of uniquely customizing armies. It's well worth checking out for your next High Elf campaign. This mod was last updated on the 20th of April 2021. Another take on the Forge mechanic is Lizardmen crafting and unit upgrades by Lizardmen. This adds a new resource called Purified Gold, which can be sourced from the Skink Priest's temple buildings, and from Skink Priest characters. This material, when used in conjunction with gold, can be used to craft items across 5 categories, each based on a different Lizardmen city. Blessed spawns can be unlocked from each of these categories, with the Vault of Itza unlocking Saurus Warriors, the Vault of Hexoatl unlocking Temple Guard, the Vault of Tlaxan unlocking Blessed Stegodons, the Vault of Zlanhupek unlocking Chameleon Skinks, and the Vault of Hoetl unlocking Blessed Croxagores. Each of these vaults also have a variety of weapons, armour and arcane items, loosely themed on the Lizardmen city that can be crafted. It's a unique approach, and is a great addition for the Lizardmen who are currently lacking in the mechanics department. The mod was last updated on the 29th of March 2021. A second forge mechanic by Lizardmen is Dark Elves crafting. For you guessed it, the Dark Elves. Using a new resource called Black Steel, gold and resources from across the map, you can craft up to 56 different items. You gain Black Steel from a new forge building and from the Haggrafe mines, and can also gain it from battles. Apart from the main resource of Black Steel, there are 3 additional trade resources added: Beast Parts, Runes of Akati, and Dark Trinkets. Much like the Lizardmen version by Lizardmen, this is a great addition to yet another faction which is in need of additional mechanics. The mod was last updated on the 18th of March 2021. On to our final forge mechanic for today, Holy Relics of Ziladi, crafting for Bretonnian factions, by Gwen Oloric. This allows the Bretonnians to create the standard magical items across 5 tabs: weapons, armour, enchanted items, talismans and arcane items. In addition, the player can create banners for use in their armies and purchase the services of followers for their characters. This does not come with a unique resource, but instead uses gold and a combination of trade resources found across the map. I feel using gold is far more thematic in this case and not a detriment to the mod. The items that can be crafted are well balanced and add an extra layer of management to Bretonnian campaigns, which is very welcome. One minor gripe would be that the buttons to select the different categories extend out past the sides of the screen, which can be a little off-putting. Regardless, it's definitely worth checking out for your next Bretonnian campaign. The mod was last updated on the 22nd of March 2020, so it might have some quirks due to its age. So there we have 6 takes on the Mortuary Cult that was first added for the Tomb Kings, a mechanic that can be adapted to fit different factions' themes quite nicely. For anyone wanting to get into modding, this would likely be a good place to start, as there are several races that are missing a workable version, such as the Empire, the Wood Elves and Norskans. With that, we come to the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed this look at some of the forge mechanic mods the modding community has created. Please let me know your thoughts on the forge mechanic in the comments section, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. As always, I'd like to give a shout out to my patrons. Thank you all for your continued support of the channel. A special mention to Hot Apple Pie and Cody Bonds. I'm Grey Tiger, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video.